Man, this was this was inevitable. Basically, let's be honest. Now, if you're unaware, AEW and more specifically Jon Moxley is in a bit of legal trouble, to say it lightly. The company and its world champion are being sued for an incident stemming from a May 2023 episode of Dynamite. Yes, a whole 2 years ago, and also yes, we are getting old. But I don't really want to talk about that right now. This incident actually happened live on television when, for some reason, during a steel cage match between Kenny Omega and the defendant in this case, Moxley, for some reason, thought it would be appropriate to push over a innocent cameraman. This cameraman's name is public, but I'm not going to say it due to the internet being a terrible place. So for this video, let's just either call him cameraman or CM. And there's obvious joke there for why I'm calling him CM. I'll get to that later, but if you would rather be hip right now, I'm giving you permission to watch this 2-hour-long video essay that for some reason I thought was appropriate to make. It's pretty good, so check it out. So during this incident, Sium, the cameraman, was supposed to hand Moxley a screwdriver, which is, those who are not aware, this isn't uncommon for cameramen and other production members to hand wrestlers props or put things into place or remove them from the ring to keep the wrestlers from danger and keep the match flowing efficiently. But again, John, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to push the cameraman over. And whether it's because of how hard Moxley pushed him or because he was holding his big ass 1980s boombox radio sized camera, he lost his balance and fell over. This was not a part of the show. This was not supposed to happen. It was not a part of the script. So when it did happen, the cameraman was not prepared for it to happen, and he fell, and when he did, he fell pretty bad. He ended up hurting his neck and his shoulder, so bad to which he needed cervical fusion surgery. Try to say that 5 times fast. Actually, that's not appropriate right now. A man is hurt. Jesus Christ. This was on May 10th, 2023, again, 2 years ago, and to this day, the cameraman is allegedly still dealing with the effects of this fall, as he's apparently still going through physical therapy for some unspecified injuries. The exact allegations against Moxley, as explained to me, are civil assault and battery with intent to harm or disregard for the cameraman's safety. And that is huge for reasons that I will get back to later. And the biggest deal to me that I've noticed in this whole case, apparently there is a reported history of disciplinary issues known to AEW against Jon Moxley. Now, before I dive into that, remember, AEW as a staff, label, and mother effing crew is being sued as well. The cameraman's claims against him are negligence in hiring, training, supervision, and retention of Moxley. That hiring really sticks out to me for some reason. I don't know, like, is it the hiring of Moxley or the hiring of people to prevent this bullshit from happening? I don't know, but that is crazy. Of course, he added in there the failing to protect production staff and reckless disregard for safety. Out of all of this, the cameraman is just looking for compensation for medical expenses, disability, disfigurement, pain and suffering, lost earnings and damages exceeding $25,000 to be determined by the court, whatever the fuck that means. Hopefully, I'm never on the opposite end of this bullshit. I pretty much believe this is an open and shut case, so much that I'm not sure why AEW hasn't just paid the man off and kept this silent like Tony Khan and AEW normally does. They're like known for their NWAs. They're known for their damn, almost said it again. They're almost like they're infamous for their NDAs. Like CM Punk has one infamously. Everybody in AEW, it's in the handbook. Like that when you sign a contract with AEW, like that comes with a NDA. AEW has had a lot of these, let's just call them incidents over its 6 years existence. Most of them being non-physical, but don't let that fool you. There's been a lot of scrapping going on. Again, I made a 2-hour-long video about the 2 most infamous scraps in AEW history. Check it out. Again, it's a very great video. Those, of course, being CM Punk and Jack Perry and CM Punk and the Young Bucks. And a whole lot of other people that, again, check out the video to get the full details. But outside of that, off top of my head, I remember Eddie Kingston allegedly pie-facing Sammy Guevara. Sammy Guevara also having a tussle with Andrade. And something between 2 now unknown wrestlers at a bar that Tony Khan was actually able to firsthand see But this ended up being nothing, as this was before AEW even premiered its first episode of Dynamite. And these are just the physical altercations that we know of. Again, AEW is NDA City. I believe there will be a lot of future documentaries about the backstage nonsense about AEW that I can't wait to hear about. And to be fair to AEW, like I said before, fights are bound to happen in this environment. Not specifically the AEW environment, just a workplace where there's physicality on the job. Like I said before, this is a job where you can punch people, kick people, and sometimes even spit on them. Fights are bound to happen. WWE isn't above this. The NFL isn't above this. NBA isn't above this. Like soccer, come on now. It's a sport. It's just, at the end of the day, it's a physical job. But the fights are not the issue here. See, this isn't a fight. Yes, it got physical technically, but this wasn't a fight. It was pure just dickhead activity. Like, make no mistake about it, on Jon Moxley's part, this was a dickhead move. And that's the issue to me, because this seems to be a growing thing in AEW, and I'm being very polite by saying a growing theme. I think this is just who they are. There seems to be a lot of dickheads in AEW, quite frankly. And what comes with that is a lot of unprofessionalism. A lot of people just moving as if there will be no consequences to their actions. With so many examples just off the top of my head, you have, of course, the Jack Perry, Real Glass, Cry Me a River, Adam Page going off script against CM Punk, CM Punk at the media scrum at All Out 2022, Chris Jericho and the Kylie Ray allegations. Again, allegations. But you also have the Britt Baker being a Disney Channel mean girl, MVP bearing big cass on the mic, Edge doing the same thing to Ricky Starks, etc., etc. These are the examples off the top of my head of people just being unprofessional dickheads. Yes, even my guy CM Punk, he was a dickhead for that media scrum shit. That was, even though it was justified, again, watched the 2-hour long essay. I worked my ass off on it, but it was still an asshole move on Punk's part. And these were examples of people moving like that with it, like as if they were expecting no consequence. But a few of those examples did have consequences. The narrative around AEW, and specifically Tony Khan, is that it's a pushover company, and people just basically do whatever they want to do without any punishment. And for the most part, that is a fair narrative, but at the same time, it really isn't. Tony and AEW do have a history of handing out punishments for bad behavior. Some probably too harsh. CM Punk, of course, was fired. Britt Baker was suspended for simply just being an asshole. Eddie Kingston was suspended for the Sammy Guevara situation. Sammy Guevara was suspended for some tweets that he made way long ago about Sasha Banks that I will not repeat here. And then like years later, he was suspended for like 10 years for the Jeff Hardy concussion incident. And back to the accused in this situation, apparently Jon Moxley has been punished for past behaviors, according to the man suing AEW. Now, AEW denies this, but what kind of allegation is that? Like, why would he lie about that? I just don't think that's something you necessarily lie about. The main problem with AEW isn't the consequences. It's the unprofessionalism and the lack of structure that prevents things like this from happening in the first place. Again, that's not to say that this doesn't happen in other places. This same exact situation literally just happened in the NFL when Devontae Adams pushed over a cameraman after a game, to which the victim also suffered a neck injury. This happened in the NBA when Anthony Edwards tossed a chair and accidentally hit 2 security guards, causing a shoulder injury to one of them. Or if you even want a WWE example, CM Punk, again, my guy, my GOAT, my guy, he hit a fan after being shoved and hit in the back of the head. You can't say Punk was defending himself and you be right, but the problem was Punk hit the wrong fan. He hit a totally innocent dude. Like I said before, this happens all the time in sports or any events where fans and production members are very close to performers. I mean, even at WrestleMania this year, just a couple months ago, Stone Cold damn near gave a fan whiplash. He probably did, to be honest with you, when he crashed that ATV against the barricade. But the difference in all of these examples that I just gave you was the response and the efficiency and quickness to which the company responded to these incidents. When Devontae pushed that cameraman, he got fined $25,000 by the league and apologized along with the NFL apologizing themselves. When Ant accidentally hit those ladies with the chair, he got fined $50,000, apologized, and along with the NBA apologizing themselves. When CM Punk hit that fan, Punker and WWE themselves publicly apologized. When Steve crashed into that barricade and knocked over that fan, he immediately apologized, and then the president of WWE, Nick Khan himself, came down to make sure the fan was okay, and Lord knows what kind of compensation was given. Now, allegedly, the victim in AEW couldn't get compensation for his injuries. He lost his job. And I'm not even sure if he got an apology. And the inconsistency of AEW's punishments and making them public, we'll never know if there was any repercussions for Moxley. Again, the accuser is alleging that Moxley has been punished multiple times for past incidents, but AEW responded to those claims by saying that he's a locker room leader. What? Now, I could guess what those incidents were. Like, he kicked a barricade into the fence, and he's been in multiple Anarchy in arenas where they fight in a crowd. He enters through the crowd. He moves very like nonchalantly. He don't give a fuck. He'll push somebody out the way. So I'm sure he's been probably warned about touching fan, because it only takes one fan to sue, and this whole thing is fucked up. Just look at this video I'm making right now. And also, again, remember the whole CM Punk situation. Again, check out the video essay. CM Punk was the only guy to call out Moxley for his unprofessionalism and his dickhead ways, to put it lightly. The biggest problem I've always said with AEW is, and always will be, its lack of structure. From the punishments to the management with TV time. You can just tell AEW is a thrown together product with a $1 billion budget. They're figuring it out as they go, and sometimes it's a good thing. I'd be lying if I said I haven't been enjoying the product lately. I mean, I'm kind of lying, because specifically the pay-per-views. You wouldn't catch me dead watching Dynamite or Collision. Actually, it was on the other day, and I haven't seen a single highlight, a clip, or even a single match result. And I really don't plan on searching for it. I just, maybe I'll check out what the Hurt Syndicate did last night. Did they do anything? I love those guys. We hurt people. We hurt people. Hey, I ain't gonna cap, because the crowd be singing it so loud. I'll be like, this shit is trash. But when I heard the song, hey, I be walking around a grocery store listening to that. We hurt people. That shit hard. If you ain't heard that, bro, even the verse is trash. Let me get back. We do hurt people though. But yeah, when you turn your brain off, AEW has been enjoyable lately, and that's really all you can ask for a company. But when you really do pay attention though to the mess that is AEW, it's really hard to watch. Nonsensical storylines, terrible unscripted promos, every match doing the same exact moves and having the same exact endings, which is like the number one sign that there's no cohesion backstage, there's no structure, there's no overseer. And I swear to God, if I see another match end with someone hitting one of their finishers just for the opponent to kick out, and then they hit another finisher like 10 seconds later, and then they win. It's like a flat finish, and they do it like every fucking main event. It's like the dumbest shit ever. You literally take the air out of the crowd, and they've been doing it like every other match for at least the last 2 years. I was not watching AEW before Punk came in, which was like 4 years ago. But when I started noticing it was about 2 years ago, and like literally every match ends that way. Specifically Swerve Strickland, pay attention to his shit. Like, go back and watch his last 10 pay-per-view match. 9 out of 10 of them in this same exact way. He hits his opponents with that house call kick, which is a nice move. His opponent kicks out, then he does the swerve stomp and wins like 20 seconds later. Like, every fucking time. And if it doesn't happen like that, it happens the other way around, where it's the swerve stomp, they kick out, and he does the house call. Like, I fucking hate it. I can't stand it. Again, I only talk like this because I care. Anyway, all of this to say, hopefully this will be the wake-up call for AEW to tighten up with like a solid foundation. I truly believe they will be a monster. An agent for matches, a true disciplinary committee. I hope I said that right. An actual locker room leader would do wonders for people like Ricochet, who just literally, as this story broke, he tweeted out that Presumably, I'm assuming he's talking about the cameraman who's suing. He called him a pussy. If I could find that tweet, I hope somebody screenshotted it before he deleted it. Yes, he did delete it. Somebody probably got on his ass about it. But that shit like that tells you everything you need to know about AEW. Not to forget about the cameraman in this situation, the actual victim in this. I do believe him. Like, it's obvious. He seemed like an older gentleman, and it's on camera him being pushed over. And I'm sure he could prove that he's had surgeries and stuff. So hopefully he gets everything that he is suing for. I don't know him, but you know, it's most of our dream to get pushed over and get like minor injuries on a billionaire's time. Like that's the real American dream nowadays. And you know, like whatever he could sue them for isn't going to ruin AEW. Like this isn't the end of AEW. They'll be fine. It should just be a wake up call. Like he's not going to get like $1 billion out of it. Khan family are worth $1 billion. They'll be all right. Which is why, again, I'm really surprised they haven't just paid this man off. And for Moxley, like, dude, just quit being a fucking dick. I've met Moxley. I've said this before. He seemed like a pretty cool dude. He did give me that nod, like, please don't fucking talk to me. But he seemed like a cool dude. Seemed like a chill dude. He's from Cincinnati. I want to root for him, but he seems like he's being a dick. And I say that because in all those examples I've mentioned where people got hurt due to an athlete crashing out, I hate seeing crash out now. I really do. But yeah, in all of those incidents that I said, they all got an apology. All of the victims in those situations got apology and whatever other compensation. But back to the apology, do you really think that Moxley apologized? Like, look at this guy. I'm sure Dean Ambrose would apologize, but Moxley, I don't know, man. I don't know. He seems like he likes the smell of his own farts nowadays, but what do I know? But thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful day. Like and share and subscribe, all that YouTube stuff if you feel so inclined. The full 2-hour video of Edge should be up by the time you are watching this. I would appreciate if you would just check out like 10 minutes of that. That is another video that I put my all into. And it's not just me, it's my editor. Shout out to you. I am tired. It's 1 a.m. So, you know, show me that you like these shorter videos. I don't gotta do 2-hour videos all the time. So yeah, I appreciate you all. Have a beautiful night. Don't be a dickhead. Thank you. Appreciate you. Peace.